Welcome to the PPC Radio Show. We are here with, of course, my girl, Shelly Williams, my super producer, DJ Kid Disco, and my new friend, and played my son in a movie,
Yes.
TKHR. That's his artist name, Trent. He is with us today. So excited to dive into that brilliance that you have there. But before we do that, we are going to go to our commercial break, get that done. See you guys in a couple.
It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yo. WGFB-FM Radio. So are you ready? How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365. After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, Facebook. So T, we actually have Facebook with us because we can't play any music on Facebook. So even jingles or whatever from commercials shut us down. So we let that go during that time. But anyway, hi everybody. I hope you are all well today. Is James with us? I'm gonna check because I know James always be first. Let me see. My friend James.
He's always first, but let me see.
He's always first. Let's see here.
Somebody commented.
No, Vaughn. Hey, what's up? Are we live or no, you are not late, Vaughn. We just began. We're doing our commercials, but Facebook can't hear it. So you surprised me. Usually it's James Patterson on here first. You know what though? I'm gonna walk away for 2 seconds and get a fan because I am sweating and that's not pretty.
Oh my, but yes, Vaughn, what's going on, Vaughn? We was just talking about what was talking about? New Orleans. You know a little bit about New Orleans and Louisiana. Oh, you on CST time now? Okay, travels a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Travels a lot.
I'm in love with some New Orleans. It's always, it's so weird. Before I ever went there the first time, I loved it. And I never knew why. I never understood it. It was just the charm. And, I read a lot of books. I loved Anne Rice. So she kept New Orleans throughout most of her books. It took place there. A lot of it took place there. And then I realized later that my sisters had the same love of it. And I was like, this is so weird that we love a place we've never been. But then I went there and I was like, home. This is home. This is home. There's 2 places in the country that I felt that way about. New Orleans and Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland area.
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. When I go there, I love the art scene. I love the people. Everybody, there's so many forward-thinking people there. They're consciously trying to change the world in some way, very creative. You will have a conversation with someone that might change your life if you go there. And yeah, I mean, just like everywhere, there's crime, there's, people that think backwards instead of forwards. That's everywhere. But I found generally in that area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, people are very proactive and I love being around there. So.
Well, that's right up the road for us to go there often.
That's how I felt about Los Angeles.
Really?
Really? Ooh.
Yeah. I always loved it before I ever went, and then I went and lived there, and I still love it.
Yeah, not me.
I know it could be hit or miss. But
yeah, I love it only because of the friends that I've made, and the friends that I've made have been local. And the weather.
The weather, yeah.
It used to be something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
PPC PPC, PPC, yeah. PPC, 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 yeah. Join me so we can grow together. Conversation, get that healing. Let them know what they're missing. Share with your best friend. Tell them come hear this, yeah. Don't you dare miss your blessings. Powerful lessons, true confessions, yeah. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you, PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you and me. PPC,
All right, welcome to the PPC Radio Show with Shelly Shell Williams, DJ Kid Disco, and our friend TKHR, who is hanging out with us today. I did it this time. I usually sing along with the jingle, and on Facebook, it's like a half a second behind, so my mouth is always moving all funky. So I was like, keep your mouth shut today. All right. How y'all, everybody good today?
Everybody, I'm all right. I'm excellent. I'm ecstatic.
All right. How about you, kid? What's up? You good?
Really want to know the answer to that?
Yes.
Duh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we know what the answer to him is. Always, always. You just feel really laid back for some reason. And T, you good?
Yeah, I'm solid. Thank you for asking. How are y'all?
Okay, you are good. So we gonna do this segment. Shelly Shell Williams has a segment that she's gonna give to you right now. T, you ready?
All right, let's
Ready?
go.
You better buckle up now. Buckle up. Hold on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's time for true confession, and you have to give us a true confession, and then we have to follow suit. So something juicy, something good, something deep, something funny, whatever it is. Let's hear your true confession.
A true confession. That could be so many things.
It could
It's
be. Give
many
just one, and
things.
we had to follow suit. So I mean, make it good, good.
Some funny, some
Something funny, something deep, something unusual, something.
dang man, I don't want to get sad on them.
Oh no.
I think okay, I got what
One.
is I think I am a I think I don't want to say hopeless romantic. I don't know if that's the phrase exactly, but when I love hard, you know, so but there can be a downside to that because as my friend was telling me when we were having a conversation a while ago, they were like, yeah, man, you gotta learn to set better boundaries. And I was like, ooh, that kind of hit. And I thought about that a little bit more, and I thought about every relationship I've been in, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing something exactly right because you know you'll be in control until you're not, you know. So,
So what do you mean? So when you're in it, you fall hard. You're in these relationships, and then something they're not quite right because you've already fallen already hard, and then you realize they're kind of cuckoo or something.
Or the flip side of that could be, you know, I think we grow up on a lot of like movie TV love, you know, and I think I'm susceptible to that a little bit as well. Even though I also can be upset by people that I've dated who feel that way because I feel like it sets sometimes an unrealistic standard of love. But then, you know, like when you mess up, especially as a guy, like when you mess up, you feel like you got to do the whole boombox in the air outside of the window type of thing.
Yes, I'm still waiting for somebody to do that.
I've definitely gone to some extremes to stay in my relationships. Funny thing about that movie, because I've never seen that movie, but we all know about that. Mm-hmm. One of my friends was telling me, like, yeah, you know, the person who did that, he didn't get her back, right? And I was like, yo, what? Well, like anytime people think of love, like that's what we think of. That scene is so iconic. And then they were like, yeah, that person doesn't actually really get them back. Like they end up cool later, but that's not how that goes. And I was like, dang. So yeah, I think for me, it's just like the love thing sometimes.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff right there. That's funny. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the movie. I know the reference to it, but I didn't realize that he never got her back. But now it has been in every movie that a lot of people go out here. I want you back. Here's the boom box, or I'm singing outside your window, and I'm like, go to that extreme for me too. I want that too. So how about
I think
you?
I think we all want that. But what I've learned too is just as I've grown is like, I think we transition, especially now, into a space where it's like, you got to have better communication and you have to have better, and like my friend was telling me, you have to set better boundaries. You kind of have to already know going in the door, like what you want, what you're willing to accept, what is your non-negotiables, and what you're willing to, accept and what you're willing to not accept. And so I'm trying to be better about that. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to go through 4 or 5, 6, 7 relationships before you could, like, you know what I'm saying, get to like, okay. Yeah. Which is crazy because I like to think like, I have my flaws like everybody else, but I think like I'm a pretty cool dude. Like I obviously can have a conversation, and like I think I'm pretty respectful and stuff too. But everybody different. I'm learning people interpret things differently. I'm learning to be more patient because of some feedback that I've gotten. So yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Go ahead,
What about
Cinda.
you, Shelly? Are you?
You next. You always next. Go ahead, Cinda. Come on with the little thing.
I suffer from the same issues, T. I love hard. I love really hard and give 150%. I really do. And sometimes I heard this the other day and it rang true for me. It's like the beginning of a relationship is more of an affair. It's that initial chemical draw that, there sometimes it's because you're opposites, sometimes it's because you're the same. But the real love happens after that. If it's really love, it doesn't happen in the beginning. In the beginning, I mean, you can like really fall in love with someone's personality right off the bat. But then when you get to know them, maybe they're lying about that. Maybe they're not really that person, that's happened to me. And it was my fault because I saw red flags always. I've always seen the red flag, except for one time. One person fooled the crap out of me and I didn't find out till years later how much. And this was a marriage, okay? I found out how, I'll just tell you, this guy years later told me that he had never loved me. He was in love with my cousin instead. He just got with me because he was doing illegal things and needed a positive personality to hide his crap so he could get out of it. And he just stuck with me because he ended up liking me a whole lot and loving me as a person, but he was never in love with me. I had no freaking idea. I thought it was the best relationship I had. So that doesn't happen often. Usually I get it. But you have to be careful with that beginning romance, because sometimes it's never easy. It's freaking never easy, no matter how awesome a person is. It is never freaking easy because you're two individuals, and only if you're two whole individuals do I believe that you have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Not two halves.
To also elaborate off of that too, because what you just said made me think of another thing that is in relation to me. Is just like I'm also like I'm a very understanding and forgiving person. So like I often don't feel like I get that in return in relationships. Or and like sometimes like I obviously made a lot of mistakes, but it's just like that kind of messes with me a little bit too, because again, I can forgive a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I've been, we're adults. So like, I've been with girls who probably cheated on me, who've talked crazy to me. I've talked crazy to girls. I've cheated on women. So like, it's just, but I'm always, again, like that, the unrealistic quote unquote relationship of love. Like this is, and so I've had to do a lot of work to separate like what is actually love, what is actually toxicity. And it's a constant work in progress. I used to look up to like my shout out to my godparents because they have their anniversary is Friday. And I was just talking to my godmother last night, and she was like, "Yeah, we've been married for 33 years." And it's that. And I always look at them as like one of the perfect couples. And my godmama was just laying some game on me. It was just like, it's not easy. Like you love, but it varies, every single day, and she was just telling me a lot about stuff. And I was just like, man, if she's telling me that, and I look at them like they've been married for so long, then, it's obviously we should reevaluate how we go about it.
I'm going to say one more thing before I want to hear Shelly and Eddie's thoughts about this, but this is one thing that helped me forever, T, and it's helped me a lot. Once I really understood it, is you attract what you need to work on in yourself.
Ooh, that's a bar.
So
yes.
It's very hard to take.
I just had somebody tell me, sorry to cut you off, but and then y'all can go. I just had somebody tell me, like, you need to be more kind. And like, that is the one thing I feel like I'm needing to work on, but go ahead.
So yeah. If you're seeing something in anybody, you got to say, okay, what's in this that I'm supposed to be learning about myself, because you attract what you need to work on. So anyway.
That's a good thing. So it's crazy. I just had a conversation with my girlfriend. I said, it's like the beginning of the relationship is the enchantment stage is so amazing. And it's like, sometimes I wish you can fast forward past the 3 months into the 4th month when you really find out who the person is right there. And if I can have a highlight reel of like, what's going to happen in the 4th month? Because now, in that first 3 months, you're all like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And then all of a sudden, month 4 is like Armageddon. And all of a sudden, the person you thought was like, yo, I just wish we could just fast forward. Give me this highlight. What's going to happen in the 4th month? Are you going to be a jerk? Are you going to stop calling the way you used to? Are you going to start pursuing? What is going to happen in that 4th month? I can't say that I love hard, but I love that beginning 3. I love that beginning 3. But then I'm always so disappointed at that 4th month. I'm always like, but I'm not a hopeless romantic. I'm out when it's time to be out. I'll chuck deuces. I gotta go. I'm not going to sit here and stay around if it's not right. My energy, I try to protect it at all costs. So I can love you, but I don't understand that deep, I want to marry you type of love. Like, oh my God, I'm so in love and I just want to marry this person. I don't know what that feels like. And it's unfortunate that I don't have that, but I don't know what that feels like where I'm ready to go all the way in marriage. Like, more than likely, I don't know I don't know about longevity. I'm concerned. I'm actually concerned about it. I'm actually concerned. Do I have what it takes to go the long haul? I mean, 2 years and I'm normally out. 2 years is done. Let's see if we make it 2 years.
Well, I'm glad for you that you've never married when you didn't want to. Okay, that's the smart thing. If you've been married multiple times and saw the red flags from the beginning and made that choice always for the wrong reasons, then I'd be like, Shelly, I'm not worried about you. You'll find that.
You said I'll find it. I'm waiting. But
I think I'm one and done.
Kid? What about you, kid?
As per usual, one of these kids is doing their own thing. That asshole that y'all were just talking about, that would be me.
So at the 4th month, you become at the 4th month, you show your signs and become
4th month.
Oh, no, you got to put your work in.
How about the 4th day? Like,
that's crazy. Ain't nobody gonna stay with you. I'm talking about you got to at least put some work in.
Why? Why are you here? Like,
that's BS.
You're in the way.
You got to put work in.
If that were true, we wouldn't be friends, kid. I'm sorry.
You
are not as much as an asshole as you pretend to be.
Ooh, Shelly just said it. I'm a bit of a flight risk. I really, you might come home one day and it's like I never existed.
You are a flight risk, however.
I'll even make sure that I wipe the dust off the wall where the pictures were. So it's like I just.
I've never heard that before. That right there is hilarious. I'm gonna wipe the dust off the wall where the picture was. So
I will
you
disappear
and
like
your
a fart in the
relatives-
wind. You will be like, damn, did he ever exist? Like,
I've been
I've
there
done
before
it.
too.
I've done it. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's been times where chicks we were actually sharing the same address, and she came on. The mail was there, but I wasn't. It was like I never existed. Poof, be gone. You know.
Been there, done that too. Been there, done that.
But I'm also the one that was after about a couple of weeks. I'm like, could you stop breathing? It's like really irritating me. Like,
Oh my God.
Why do you think that
Just-
is? What do you what?
He
It's
said, "What do
just-
you think it is? Disco?"
I don't know. I don't. After a while, they like you're in the way like fresh dog shit. Like you ever stepped outside with a brand new pair of Timbs on? You just stepped in, and you're like,
You really got to look at what you're
If
looking
I
at.
had to analyze it, if you attract what you, I think it's you. I think it's internally you just.
I just said that. Like I am. Yes, I am. When you look up in the dictionary of the definition of an asshole, yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. So I want to read a couple of the comments right quick. Hi, Vaughn. You had a lot to say. He said, man, he said, everything starts with Limerence, is made to get people together, but isn't made to keep them together, to keep and last. He said, last maybe 1 to 3 years, sometimes as short as a month to 3 months. James said that he's a very forgiving person until you do something that hurts him. And
Facts.
unfortunately, I stopped losing the messages at that point. But Paula's here. She says hi.
Hey, Paula.
My son.
See, Paula gets me. Hey, Paula gets me. She
Paula
understands.
knows you're an asshole. Yeah.
Right, me and Paula, like, she gets it.
Yeah, it's some okay. Well, we're running. That was a good deal of time. Limerence or Limerence. Man, I'm sorry if I'm messing it up, Vaughn.
I don't know what that is either.
What does that mean? Can you please tell us what that means? Because Limerence, I'm feeling really
We
not
need the
smart right
regular
now.
dictionary version and the ghetto version as well.
Oh.
So I can understand.
I bet you he's gonna tell us. Oh, hi, Attilio, Daniel, Marulo. Oh, what's up? Okay, so you just gave us some nice personal, juicy conversation. Thank you very much for that. So tell this audience, because I'm sure none of them, except for one maybe, has seen or listened to the podcast because it's different audiences. Tell them about yourself, where you're from, all that quick stuff.
Okay. I'm born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. Spent most of my life here. Grew up wanting to be a artist in some capacity, either through music or acting. I did not have anybody in my immediate family who's ever done anything like this, so it was always foreign, I believe, to them, like why I would do this. And so I spent a lot of my time playing basketball. I got into football later, but basketball has always been like one of my biggest loves. I still play to this day. And so I grew up in like the early mid 2000s. And then I grew up. So during that time, if anybody remembers, that was like, a very trap heavy, toxic masculinity culture. I grew up around a lot of hip hop, like that side of hip hop. I don't think all hip hop is like that, but like that side of hip hop. And my father is very straight laced. He's a construction worker. He's from Mississippi, Southern Mississippi, or Mississippi, I guess it's Southern. My mom's from Indy. They met. So they are both in their own rights. They entrepreneurs. And so I kind of learned from a very young age that I kind of never really wanted to work for somebody else. I still feel like that to this day. And so I just had all types of things coming from all different angles, like in life. From my father, I learned a lot about, respect and what it means to be like a decent man, in the sense of if you do something, like you got to commit to it, that type of thing. But I also learned, like from my uncles and stuff like that, I don't know how else to say this, but I just wanted to ball. Like I wanted to like have money and nice women and cars and stuff like that. And so that was very conflicting for me as I grew up, and especially super conflicting when you're also trying to be like, or you have this idea of being like some type of actor, because that doesn't necessarily fit. And so I never really expressed that I wanted to do that until I got probably into my early 20s. And crazy thing, like the whole reason we're probably even having this conversation right now is because I was having a conversation with somebody, one of my friends, who does music and also acts. He was performing or doing something for this local producer in the city, and I just happened to strike a conversation with one of the reps there and was like telling them like, yeah, man, I would love to be an actor, whatever like that. And time, they were just, we were talking about it, laughing about it. And then time goes by, like probably a few months later, she hit me up and was like, yo, there's this audition going on in the city. It's through what is now DeMarco Plays. Shout out Antoine DeMarco. And he was doing, I believe, I forget the name of the play off the top of my head right now, but it was my very first role. And so I played it's crazy how stuff works. So anyway, I go out there to do an audition. Rashida Randall, who's also an actor and been a mentor of me, lives down in lives down in Atlanta now. But she was telling me that, I had called her because I was going to go out to the audition at night. I had just got off work and I was like, man, I don't really want to go out here. I was, you start getting that nervous bug. I'd never done this before, but I always thought I wanted to be an actor. And so I called and I was like, but I didn't want to tell him like I wasn't going to come. And so I was like, well, is it another day I can come do an audition? And Rashid was like, oh yeah, just come Saturday or something. We'll be doing auditions again Saturday. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I felt like that would give me enough time. This was like a Tuesday night or something like that. So I go out there, audition on Saturday. This is just all raw talent. Don't have any understanding of how to really audition or anything like that. Stuff that I know now. Go out there, get the role. Like that, pretty much just get the role on the spot. Not exactly like that, but it was like I didn't have to wait a lot of time for them to be like, okay, yeah, we want you. And so
what was your audition? What did you do? What was
it was I think I just read from, I didn't do a monologue, like now usually you go and maybe do a monologue or something like that. This was more so an audition where you actually read from the script. So I just read from the script. I think I read like with my scene partner. I think the person who actually ended up being my quote unquote girlfriend in the show. And so we just read and they were like, oh, yeah, that was good. You fit, I think honestly at the time it was probably more so like I looked maybe like the role versus like I acted like the role. And so I ended up doing that. And then from there, it's just been, I never stopped. Like I never stopped doing it. Like I did plays for a few years. And then I was just like, I always wanted to do film. That was the main thing I wanted to get into. But I always thought like you had to start doing plays. So I started doing plays and then I started doing films and then eventually got signed to a couple of agencies. This is like a fast forward of all of that, but yeah. And here we are. So, I met Paula. We've done a few things. I did a play for Paula. So called Not My Baby, which was great. I got to play a man who was wrongfully accused and put on death row.
All right, give us a scene from something. Give us a monologue. Let's see your work. Let's see that's what they call it, acting chops. Is that what they call it, right? Let's see your acting chops.
Off top, I don't have anything off top.
Something. Just give me something.
I mean, this whole setup is a performance. Yeah. What I'm doing now, I'm giving you a version of myself. I think that we do that all in life all the time. That's why I understood about people too. Like we all really just acting, but it's just, it's still true to who you are. You just present a different version of yourself at different times in different situations.
I like him. Great cleanup in aisle 6. Way to go.
Okay, so before we get to our break, which is in a minute, get ready, kid. I'm glad you started acting. But you also do spoken word, right? You do spoken word.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. So is it something that you've written? So are you a writer also?
I am. I have not written anything, and I think since the pandemic, honestly. Like, so since 2020, I haven't actually, like, I've written thoughts here and there, but like I started off doing like writing raps, like a lot of probably young men and women. Just right, because I mean I've always loved music too. I have no real musical ability other than like I could probably spit a verse for sure, but
that's rhythm, that's beat, that's
yeah,
that's
but
very
like
musical.
dancing wise, all that not my bag. Like I always been fascinated by people who can like dance. I always been fascinated by people who can draw too. Like things that I know, like I just am not inherently good at, wasn't me. But like I think with music, it also just relates to words, and I was always into like words and storytelling and stuff like that. So it wasn't too far of a stretch for me to feel like, oh yeah, I could probably write a verse, or I could write a song for somebody or something like that.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we're gonna go to break, but before we do, I want to limerence is an actual word, Vaughn. Thank you. The state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically experienced involuntarily and characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship. Not primarily for a sexual relationship. That's a
So
new
I'm going
one.
to give you, as usual, I'm going to give you the hood definition of
Oh,
that,
yeah, let's hear it.
interpretation of that.
What's that?
Sucker for love ass Negro or simp.
Right.
Thanks. I like that. I like your sucker for love.
See, I don't think I'm that far with it though. Like I have simped, but we would have to break it down a lot more. We can go to break, but I feel like we would have to break
You said you
different
ain't just
situations
sucker. You ain't
called.
just sucker.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't, not exactly, not exactly.
Honeymoon phase, in other words.
But I have had moments that were questionable. I won't lie. Yeah.
All right, kid, let's go to break and we'll come back with this.
It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Shell Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yeah. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right. Okay, Facebook, we're still here. What is a simp? Please, I've heard that. I don't know what that means. Somebody. Does anybody know?
I think it's just when you I mean, I would have to intellectualize it, but it's just basically when you have no it's almost like when you have no self-respect for yourself.
You're a sucker for love.
When you get into a love situation, like all the boundaries that I was talking about earlier kind of go out the window or can go out the window. You allow people to walk all over you. Like kind of that type of stuff.
Okay, I never knew what it meant. I knew it was derogatory, but I never.
But see, the internet make it.
What is the internet?
The internet, you get different versions of stuff because everybody interprets things differently. So, like, a lot of people would do, like, for instance, Russell Wilson, like the football player. I don't know if y'all familiar, but he married to Sierra. People be trying to make him seem like he a chump or a simp, but like he just really seemed like a genuinely good dude who like care about his wife. But because people like Future, and that's what we think is our ideal of a, kind of what a man should be in certain spaces, they kind of feel like, oh, he a simp for getting Sierra after she already been with Future, like stupid stuff like that. So it really be
wrong. And it's even wrong to think like that. Like you can't have, like she's not allowed to have another man after Future, and just that's crazy.
And a man that treats her right. So
like
so that's looked down upon. That's
or some people will say that about Will Smith too. Like I think Will Smith get kind of a lot of unnecessary flack because people try to be like, oh, Jada's doing this or walking all over him. Like I've been a Will Smith fan for a long time, first of all. Second of all, I read his book, so that gave me a lot of more understanding of him. And then I went to see him speak when I was in LA, and so like I just always thought he was a genuine, like he seemed like a genuinely good dude. And then, obviously when the Chris Rock stuff happened or whatever, like everybody took sides. But like Will Smith done gave us like 30 plus years of just him being a solid dude. He made a mistake. You know, I don't think what he did was right, but it's just like, and then everybody started having all this speculation. Then when the whole thing with the entanglement thing came out with him and Jada, like people just try to play Will like he a sucker. And I don't really vibe with that, man. Like, I think he just like, not everybody gotta be like, try to prove that they a man at all times. Like, you know, you could still be a solid dude and not have to be like this brolic or overtly assertive character or a trapper, you know. Even Hove, like I feel like Hove, I don't think Hove a simp, but like it's just levels to this. Like I look at Hove like a man, and like he's a, you know, he's a drug dealer, or he was a drug dealer, but like his characteristics is different than I think what we now associate with like a trap dude. You know, like Hove just seemed very laid back, very intellectual, very woo-de-woo. And so I don't know, man. The internet just is a weird place. They throw a lot of stuff around.
Radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
I
So-
think okay.
Earl said Eddie's hood definition, sucker for love, speaks for itself. Okay. Go
I
on.
just wanted to give an example of my really a-hole tendencies. If you want to take a look at we won Monday, and I'm really being
I
ignorant.
hope I was about to say I have been sitting looking at this picture the whole time. It's like, are we really looking at him?
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Yes.
Like,
I love
the
it.
whole time I'm looking at this picture, like I'm
Love
really
it.
watching somebody pee on the I guess that's imagine the Cowboys.
Yes, you get it. Yes.
Who beat him? Who's your team?
I'm from Philly, dude.
Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles beat him. Okay, I don't follow football, so yeah. All right,
Man, I'm Eagles. I'm Sixers. I'm Patty LaBelle.
Okay,
Will Smith
okay,
from Philly.
okay.
You've had
Okay,
you
alright.
cheesesteaks, you pretzels, you water ice. I get it.
Right. I rock out.
So
Cool.
James Patterson said there's nothing wrong with a man showing a woman love and respect. And for me personally, I'm attracted to masculine men, very masculine men. I like a man that's got a strength about him that's obvious, but the difference between a man that's strong and a man that's toxic is wide. There's a wide berth between those two. Because to me, a man is strong if he can show respect. It's insecurity to be disrespectful to people. That is weak to me. You know, I'm the man, I'm the head, I'm the this, I'm the that. That's
Yeah.
so weak. We don't need to know that. If you know that about yourself, you don't need to scream it. You just
Which
need
in
to
all
be it.
actuality, I've learned, and
Mhm.
you know, all jokes aside, I'm gonna be serious now. Between my mom, my marriage, and the whole 9 yards, you know who really runs the house?
Women.
Who you really think ran that hot White House when Michelle and? Do you really think Barack ran that?
Women.
Why you
he's
think Barack
such a-
had this?
I think he's such a man. He let Michelle lead in her way because he's so strong in who he is. He knows his flaws, he knows his weaknesses, and he let her do what she did, and she let him do what he did. And that's why they were great. They are a great partner.
Not to mention he had that.
And wait,
he
the
had that-
strength is not worrying about what the world says, especially if you're public. It's not worrying about whether somebody's calling you a simp. It's not
It's
worrying
how y'all
about-
feel.
Yeah,
at the end
it's
of the
not
day.
worrying. It's like that strength says, listen, I'm going to love my wife, respect my wife, show you that, yes, she runs it, but I'm not going to worry about what you say. I'm going to keep my home happy. I'm going to keep what I'm doing happy, and I don't care. That's real strength.
Not to mention, Barack had something that I have that is can save any relationship. Barack had that secret basement downstairs. Where
Oh, for sure.
go down there with the Secret Servicemen and
Have you read his book? Because he talked about that in one of his books where he was
exactly
like, every house that he has been in, he said he has to have a space where he just go and
I got my my basement saved my marriage.
Yeah, that for sure.
Real talk. Basement / studio / laundry room / second bathroom / whatever the hell's going on at the time when you go come down the steps. You know?
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Space in a
Need
relationship is crucial. It's so that codependent mess is toxic as crap and will end it eventually.
And that's what I meant for the record when it's my, like, if I'm in my creative zone, please leave me be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I can say about the wife, she don't bother me at all. She don't even think about coming down here. Like, yeah, whatever. If you croak, hey, the insurance is paid up. Just let me know where the passbook is. But you need that to keep from,
I think different people need different things, though. There are
I
some
couldn't live in
people,
like a 2-bedroom apartment and we right on top of. Oh God, that would.
Ugh. I could do it. But like you said, different people need different things. There's some people who just want to be up underneath of each other, and that works for them. And there's some people like sometimes I contemplate wondering, like, could you live in your house and I live in my house, and we just
Right, that is so fly.
We just come
That is
together.
dope.
Can we get
I've
Right.
always said that.
We
I've
just come
always
together
said
on
that.
holidays and family pictures. Like I really don't need this. Yeah.
I've always said, I always dreamt, this is my fantasy, 2 homes, in the bridge. There's a bridge, and in the middle is a bedroom. That's where y'all join up.
I
And
like
then
that.
you can go here, I can go there. I can invite you over. Come on, let's have dinner. Come on. And so it's always new. It's always fresh because there's space and you're whole. That's that wholeness that so many people are seeking from someone else when it's
Yeah.
got to be within you. And so, yeah, that's my.
I'm
Plus,
somewhere
I've
in the
been
middle
single
of that,
so
though.
long, huh?
I was just saying I'm somewhere in the middle of that because it do be times where I like to be around someone, for a few days or whatever. But I have to switch it up. Like I could probably spend 2-3 days with you and then I need to go do other stuff maybe for a couple of days and then come back. So I'm like that. I was dating somebody though who like they like to be around you a lot. And like I kind of messed that up because they ended up growing on me so much to where they became part of my routine. But then I also would like be like, man, damn, why do you always want to like hang out? And then when they stopped doing that, I was like, dang, I missed that. Like that was kind of, because I vibe with their personality too. So I was just like, dang, I kind of miss like actually be around this person. So I think you gotta balance it out.
It's a person
right?
by person basis. I think with everything, it's a person by person basis. So you may not want to be around a certain person and you be cool with your 3 and 2. But there might be that one person you like, yo, I straight dig your essence and who you are, and I want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. It's like person by person. Like some people you be like, yo, you just talk too darn much. And I wish you would just go there, but then there's others. It's like, yo, can you just keep?
I've had that experience. But everybody else, I'm like, I need my space, and I just think that's who I am, right? I just need my space. That is no offense to you. I'm a loner sometimes, but then if you meet that certain person, it's like, be in my space, create with me, do this stuff. Don't leave my side. Let's do everything together. That can't happen. Take it from a loner. Take it from a person that likes space. Take it from someone. It's like you live.
I am a hermit. Like I'm a super weirdo. I'm a hermit. I am a super hermit. I'm a weirdo. Like, move. Like you in the way. Like I can hear you breathing. You're doing too much.
That's because you just. I think you just. It's you. It's you. It's just you. You just
didn't that start all of these conversations with I am. At what point did I say it's their fault? It's me.
It's you.
I'm embracing my weirdoism. Okay, give me.
You are weird.
I know this. That's why I'm so creative. Name somebody who is super creative. It is not a weirdo. I'll wait.
I don't know. I'm not
nobody.
Weird.
We're all weird.
Look, I'm not weird. Look, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I probably am weird because I'm sitting there like trying to think of something to get y'all to act. Like I just want to see y'all act, and I'm trying to think of a scene. If I say, so I want you to act out this scene. The scene is you come home from work, right? And you catch Cinda in the act of, first of all, she's getting high. She don't get high, so it's totally out. She's getting high, and then she's with two females, and they all getting together. Act that out. What would you do? Go ahead, act that out.
Okay, 30 seconds, T. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I'm
I'm
the
your
wrong
mom.
person.
I'm your mom, though,
Oh.
when you walk home and there's 3 women.
Yes.
Oh, I'm walking in and walking right out, and there ain't gonna be no words. I'm just.
Are you serious? That's what you're gonna do?
I
Come
call-
on, we acting
I-
it.
Right. That's no. Yeah.
on,
What
it's
dude is
like-
going to stay there and even? Are you serious?
You got 2 ways
like-
you can act with this. You
As my mom, yeah, I've my real life mother, I've caught in a compromising situation, not getting high or nothing like that, but like just mama got a life too. That's what she said in Baby Boy.
But
so
you say you're not a weirdo though, Shelly. That was weird.
I was trying to think of something that he could act on, because I like to.
That's
bring
the only thing you could come up with.
I don't know where that came from. I'm so sorry. It
yeah,
was
I'm
just
walking
like-
out. I'm walking out just like I did in real life.
I just wanted it to be something that was so unusual that you can really act it out, because you walk.
That ain't unusual, but as a dude, you out. Like I'm
Yeah.
No,
not.
you're not out. So what if you come in the door, right? She comes in, mom's with the 2 girls, and then you looking at one of them, and the one of them could be like a baddie. The one of them could be like, you know what I'm saying?
What
It could be
is going on?
Mom. But yo, look at that booty.
Nah.
He said, no.
Anything parents, family related, I'm out. I'm out
Wait a
in that
minute.
situation.
Don't speak for yourself. Wait a minute.
I'm
out. Business is picked up. Wait a minute. Old girl look good. Wait, we ain't say that. Wait a minute.
Oh, no,
Old
no.
girls,
no.
she with somebody that's a baddie. Like she like.
Cause you gotta remember something. 60s a new 40. These new granny
No,
porn
she
is
young.
really hitting.
She young. When I say a baddie, she's a baddie. She young. She young.
Oh well, hold on. Wait a minute. 20-second
your
time about
age.
it.
Okay, this will make it easier. T, she is your girlfriend. She's your girl now.
She your girl.
That'll
I
make
walk
it
in, my girl
Yeah.
is with 2 baddies, and they
Yeah.
getting high.
Yeah.
No, they're getting hot.
They getting hot. Oh, I thought she said they was getting hot.
Nah, cause it's a whole
Oh, I
rodeo
mean-
show going on.
That I'm not tripping off that personally.
Act it out. Act it out.
Oh my God.
And sing.
Oh, okay. So I'm walking in and be like, oh, do y'all need anything? You gotta come in at a bad time? Do you need
No,
help?
me and him is on it because I'm the same. Like, you good? Like,
Yeah,
And
we
sing.
good? Like, what?
I've also dated like different types of women. So I've dated women who actually also like women too. So like that's not too far of a stretch for me. I've never walked into that situation, fortunately or unfortunately. I'm not sure which one, but I don't, to kind of pivot on this, like I have a different kind of view of just like love and that type of thing. So like if my girl is with somebody else, then that doesn't necessarily bother me.
That's
What
your
does
age.
bother
It's
me
the
is
whole people,
the lying. That would
younger
bother me.
folks have a different thought
Yeah.
process. Yeah. What if she?
It ain't just the younger folks, but I'm gonna let you go with that.
Yeah,
Well, I know how men are. Men like that girl on girl.
hold on though, cause I'm gonna take it. Okay, so y'all want something real? Cause I had a conversation with my friends too. Like, first of all, I can be in, I think, any type of relationship. I can be in a monogamous relationship. I can be in an open relationship. I've been in an open relationship, practiced that too. And I've come to the conclusion, like it actually doesn't bother me if my woman dates another woman or man.
Really?
It does not. It does not.
Mhm.
What bothers me, and this might sound crazy, and I know it's definitely crazy to people who never grew up in that type of thing. What bothers me actually is like being lied to about it, or like feeling like maybe our connection ain't as strong. So, and I've read a lot of books about this, or read a lot of stuff about this, and studied this too. So, I can do either or. It just really depends on the person.
You just rather they not lie. So you okay that basically polyamorous relationships, poly,
I could, I've been in a polyamorous relationship. I can definitely do that. I just don't lie about it. Like we gotta, because I think relationship, when we talk about real love, to me, my version of love is I do have my boundaries, but it doesn't, like, you having sex with somebody else, that's not necessarily a make or break for me. It's I'm always a context person. I'm always a why did you do it, how did you do it type person. Like what caused this.
You want to break it down, huh?
Yeah, like I'm that type of person. Like but I've also been the man, like, before. This is me saying this at 31. Like I've been ego, I still have an ego, but this is like, I'm trying to be more mature about how I approach things. And it's not, people make mistakes, people do stuff, people have different desires. And I think a lot of times what I've come to the conclusion is when I see people in different relationships, like they be really unhappy because they be wanting to be sexually free or do different stuff. And they partner like, no, I don't want that or whatever. And it's just like, so what are you doing?
That comes with the truth, though. I mean, your partner's like, no, because you didn't tell them.
Well, so no, sometimes it's like no
before you became a partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a conversation you need to have right away if you're gonna get deep with somebody. But I'm a polyamorous person. That's something you need to share right off the bat, so your partner or possible partner can decide if that's something that they want. Because some people don't want to share. So you can't lie about who you are and then get in a relationship and try to sneak, because you never gave your partner the choice in the matter. And I think that's what's unfair about it. Everybody, me, I'm monogamous. That's just who I am. And if you want to be with somebody else, then let's be friends and not do this, because I don't want to share. I like one-on-one relationships, period. Don't come to me about bringing somebody into the situation. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'll even get mad if I feel like you're psychologically in love with someone or emotionally in love with someone else. That's a problem. I'm not trying to stop you from having your female friends. I want to be her friend too.
Yeah.
But don't call her and talk about me.
Yeah.
Don't call her and start talking about our relationship, because to me that's cheating. Because you're not talking to me about it.
What if I am?
Whoa, what? How is that cheating?
It's emotionally cheating.
You emotionally
it's emotional cheating, and the thing is that opens the door for the rest. When
Well,
you call some other woman
no, hold on.
Talking in depth about your issues with your wife, who you should be talking to directly, or your girlfriend or your husband or whatever, and you're not talking to each other, but you're talking to somebody else, that is
it's
I can see that.
Sometimes
I can see that. But see, in my situations, I do talk to the woman that I'm with. And I also have female, but I also have female friends that because I grew up around a lot of women. So like my views on women and what they should be able to do may not fit a lot of narratives for some people, but that's neither here nor there. But so I have a lot of female friends. And so sometimes I have to perception check too, because so when I run stuff, I will talk to my woman, but when I run stuff around to some of my female friends, it's like I want a perception check from their point of view, because I think sometimes when you in a relationship and y'all having a discussion, it can be difficult to really gauge because we are in this type of situation. But when it's my friend, particularly a friend that I've never had any sexual history with, then I think they can give me a lot more unbiased answer.
I agree with that. That's different. That I'm talking about a one-on-one relationship with somebody else. That you're talking to them in depth about your relationship, and maybe you haven't had sex with them, but you work with them and you see them all the time and you spend a lot of time with them, and you're talking to just them. If you're talking to your sister, your brother, your mother, even a really good friend that y'all absolutely have no relationship, that's not the same. Then it's advice you're seeking,
That's where I was going with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That's not the same thing to me, Okay. That's just my personal
It's
opinion.
not the same thing, but I remember, you can't tell me, there was the guy I was dating. Well, I was engaged to him. I said dating, but I was engaged to him, right? And he had a best friend that was a female, right? But the female had other friends. So I feel like he was telling his female best friend his business, and she was telling the friend. So he all of a sudden, so they're always in this group together. So he ends up leaving me for the best friend's friend. And she became she was demonstrating stuff that I wasn't, like, oh, she's not one of them lovey-dovey type. She's not the kind that just wants to sit around and does this. So she was doing all of those things that he was complaining about me to the best friend. The other girl does it, and then she tracks him. And then she ended up wasn't that kind of person either. So she was just doing everything
She just did her research. That's all.
Yeah, she did her research, but by him relying on the friend, telling all the friends, oh well, yeah, she's this and she did it. You know how you do that. You go, and I don't know. And then so the friends telling the friends, so he ends up leaving me for her and marrying the
wow.
the friend. Yeah.
Vaughn said, he said, Cinda's talking about the intimacy, deeply personal, private aspect of the relationship. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that if you have a partner, if y'all decided you're together and you're not talking, but you're talking to someone else the way you should be talking to your partner, then that's cheating to me. It's emotional cheating. And it's the beginning of cheating. So
yeah, I can recognize that.
Man, as long as y'all ain't never checked in the Snooty Fox Hotel, you good, man.
That's not true. That's
not true. It ruins a relationship. It does. It ruins a relationship. And this is from somebody that's had a lot of those ruined relationships. All right. Well, we are coming to the end of the show. This has been, I love the show because we never freaking know what we're going to talk about. And that is the joy of a conversation. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone that is joined in. Vaughn, especially you, man. You had is Vaughn a male?
Yeah, he's a male.
Male, thank you so much for your thoughts and your expertise. James and Earl and everybody else that listened in or commented, if I missed you, thank you so much.
I got a quick question for all the men, including you today. Real quick question. How many of you guys are secure enough to still call your mom if she's still around, mommy?
Oh, I don't do that. But and you know what? It's funny because I think about that sometimes. Like I call my mom Ma. Like I don't know, man. And it might be because of that. I think mommy calling your mom mommy at like as an adult is kind of weird.
See, with me, she was mommy. She's still mommy.
Really?
It's just the way.
My dad called his mom mommy, and he was one of the most masculine men I've ever known. He called his mommy mommy. Yeah. I called my mommy, and daddy.
I call my mama. Hey, mama.
Yeah, it depends on how you're grown up. You know, that's how we were taught. So that.
But teachers prove my teachers.
But no, but I don't.
Average
like,
guy.
I don't look at you weird because you do. It's just something I don't do. I don't know if it's tied to.
But he just proved my point that I was trying to make. The average guy, believe it or not, is too masculine to. Oh no, I'm not going to call her mommy no more. I don't do that.
But it's like if I like as a kid, if people like if you had a nickname, like your nickname was Tommy, but your name is Thomas. Like I know some people who grow up and it's like, yeah, don't call me that no more, or like that because I've grown out of that. So you know, it's just like that's kind of how I feel with it. But if you do it as a grown man, I'm not looking at you like nerd or nothing. You know?
Right. Okay, well, we got to tie this up. So, TKHR, that's your professional name. Please tell the audience how they can find you and support you.
Just at Trent KHR on pretty much all the top social medias. I am doing a terrible job of like promoting myself, but I'm revamping a lot of stuff. So I'll keep you posted. If you want to follow me, just at Trent KHR on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, stuff like that.
Okay, we'll be watching out for you, and I have some ideas for you. Hopefully. Hey. All right, Shelly Shell, what's up?
Nothing. Just follow me on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams. Don't have anything going on right now. Stuff for Single on a Saturday Night is coming back to live at TGI Fridays October, the fourth Saturday in October. We are coming back live again. Couldn't hold it off any longer. Everybody wants to come back.
Okay, kid. What's up?
I'm excited about that. I'll be there. I got so much stuff going on. It's just too much to talk about. But yes, I got a lot of stuff going on at one time. I don't know what direction I'm going in. One thing though, I finally started TikTok.
Ah, you better follow me.
I finally started TikTok. Yo, TikTok is the bomb, y'all. I'm
Solid.
just
It's solid.
realizing that.
It's solid.
Really?
I didn't realize TikTok
I
was.
love TikTok. I do.
Oh,
I do. I love watching all. There's so much inspiration and so much funny and so many animals and so many babies.
and it's so ignorant sometimes. And y'all know me. I am the king of the ratchet.
It only took you how long to join TikTok? Good for you though.
It could be addictive. It could be addictive.
Yeah, I sat there last night for like 2 hours.
I don't do that. I won't do it.
And see, that's why I've been terrible about getting on there because I get too caught up. Like
you get stuck.
I had to take a step back and not be on social media like that for a minute.
No, you gotta just be disciplined because we need social media to promote what we're doing. So you just gotta be disciplined. I have these times. I have these times where I'm good and I'm focused and I go in for my minute. Do what I have a moment that I'm doing and then come back. But we need it, so you have to. You know.
As a matter of fact, please follow me on TikTok, Cinda Williams 615. I do my little walking meditations and my showbiz sin segments. And today, my happy birthday to my brother Hassan, my sister Monica, my girl Anissa, Sherry, and Mikey. I got a lot, and Yogi. I got a lot of birthdays this week. So God bless you all. Happy birthday to you all. And please come and check out the podcast this week. Friday, I have Soul from the O. He is a rapper from Oakland, and he is so deep, so amazing. So please support the podcast, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. And then next week, he will be with us. All right. Love everybody. Love everyone that joined us today. God bless you all. Until next week. That's a wrap.
Peace. Thank you.